Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. It's Friday, the 25th of March, and have you ever heard of a bot farm or the term they're a bot? Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the consequences of bot farms and using a bot army, and how it transpires that we all very well might be in the middle of one of the hugest PR bot farm pushes that we've ever seen, aside from the political ones. And it's becoming increasingly clear that all social media platforms have a bot problem. Now, for research purposes, I am posting a link up in the top right hand corner from a lovely lady who's done an appeal to the CEO of YouTube, Jack Malone. Now, it's Avid Gardener. It's a really, really good video. I would suggest you go and watch that. And she actually details in a little bit more depth of what a bot and what the consequences are to us if this is not curbed. Now, in simple terms, of course, it's not like a regular farm with cows and dairy, but it's an automated software that can basically replicate on a massive scale for it to do something you want to do. For example, you program it to report certain channels, report certain posts, report certain accounts on social media, and it will keep doing and it will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, essentially flooding the social media platform with bot requests and therefore getting the persons banned, overwhelming the system and pulling channels, accounts, everything. They're not real people. They are a software, but they act like they're real people. Sometimes bots are easy to spot because they make no sense whatsoever. So if you have a reply and it's nonsense or doesn't relate whatsoever to the previous post, probably a bot. I mean, this was very evident with regards to the last US election, and Russia has apparently been accused of massively influencing the election by using bot farms to spread misinformation. Now, why am I telling you all about bot farms? Well, there's a good reason, obviously. It seems that it's been alleged that the hapless duo are all over this, or at least their ruthless PR firm Sunshine Sachs is. And there has been an awful amount of social media accounts, and now it's trickling into YouTube, where people have had their accounts silenced, banned, permanently suspended without warning or recourse. You cannot challenge this. It simply goes into the ether and you never hear from that company again. A prime example of this is Yankee Wally and Sue Smith. Both claim they have never received a warning. Now, with YouTube, 3 strikes and you're out, basically. But they claim that they've never had any warnings. And I believe them. But how can they just have their accounts terminated without any warnings? Well, people are saying it's in the terms and conditions that at any time, for any reason, YouTube can just simply shut down and terminate your account. Is that fair? Or is it that we're dealing with mass reporting on a global scale because they're using bot farms? Mass reporting can lead to bans, and it is impossible to then get your account back. Now, a fantastic blog called the official Teresa Longo fan page, they got banned on Twitter. They have been responsible for breaking some of the most important news before mainstream media. And they posted a very interesting blog post on Wednesday. And in it, they've basically said that our technical forensic team uncovered how these social network bans happen. Using simple free online programs, one can analyze a social media network. This means programs can tell you who your account interacts with the most. Easy to do. Then these accounts that are identified in a network are mass reported by hundreds of accounts, real and fake bots, and thus triggers a ban. They say, in fact, that they identified a great number of these accounts to belong to a small handful of IPs, indicating several accounts are run by a few people in the Sussex squad. And they say that a huge network of hundreds of accounts is run by just a handful of people. And here's the interesting bit. They say that while the origin of the IP is difficult to pin down for these accounts, many of these accounts are safely assumed to be employed by their PR team. Yes, that's right. Sunshine Sacks. They say, how do we deduce that? It is a popular PR tactic for celebrities in the social media age, and this is not new or revolutionary. Typical PR companies are armed with handfuls of social accounts to drum up support and recognition, retweets, or whatever attention is sought. It is normal, but what is not normal about this situation is the sheer volume of propaganda being churned out in false support of the pair. Now, this is the really interesting bit. It's not the Oprah interview that will be the total downfall of Harry and Meghan, this website claims. The truth is, they are playing with hot bot fire in constantly using their misleading online infantry to fuel diverse racist narratives online. This has gotten totally out of control, and they claim is being looked into. They say there have been recent news sit-downs inside the palace walls about the implications of this social media setup. It is not going unnoticed by the palace that they are completely aware of this situation, and it has reached a fever pitch amid the recent Caribbean royal tour, whereby many accounts controlled by the same IP are rallying to create a hostile narrative towards the royal family. It says, finally, we have been contacted by real, verifiable people and organisations who are constantly being silenced or unjustifiably banned, who are potentially seeking legal retribution against the pair's PR firm, i.e. Sunshine Sacks, using the technical data as proof that the overwhelming onslaught of pro-Sussex material and harassment stems from a very small handful of pro-Sussex IP addresses. It's looking like more legal drama in the near future and sorry, that was my cat saying hello. And political crisis intervention actions by the palace in the days coming. As what will be done about this remains to be unseen. Wow. Now, there's a reason why I think this is being ramped up at the moment. Now, they are becoming more visual. We've had the lockdown. They're coming out of their little mansion, poking their head out and seeing what the tide has brought to their doorstep. But yesterday, news broke that the podcast is kind of being revamped. You know, the one that's just released one episode? Yeah, well, Harry's got the boot. Harry is no longer involved in this particular endeavour, but in June, she's dropping a brand new Spotify podcast called Archetypes that will dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. Kind of ironic, really, seeing as that she keeps quietening women on YouTube just because we speak out against her. And I feel that now is the time they are silencing those biggest that are critical of them to quieten down the noise so the backlash won't be quite as vicious. And one of my favourite blind sites yesterday released another post echoing very, very similarly with what the Teresa Longo fan page said. It says that it doesn't appear that the conglomerate itself issued a directive, they're referring to YouTube here. Rather, the takedown of videos negative to the illiterate one and her husband are coming from a PR firm, Bot Farm, which sends complaints non-stop asking that videos be taken down. The videos are then removed and it is up to the creator to try and get them back online, which rarely ever works unless your videos are making the conglomerate a lot of money. I.e., if you are not absolutely massive and raking in a huge amount of money for YouTube, then your video will be pulled, your channel will be pulled, and it will never see the light of day again. All because of bot farms, all because somebody can't take criticism, and it's really annoying me. It is so dangerous to have a hit list of people you want to silence, and it seems, or both of these sites are implying, that they're doing this via their PR firm using bot farms. So essentially, we are literally putting our heads on the chopping block and waiting for the guillotine to strike. It's sad and I'm angry. The problem with them taking down sites, channels, accounts, is the more they take down, the more people will notice these accounts that are critical of the pair are being taken down. I simply find news, report on it, and give my opinion. YouTube runs an algorithm for checking videos, and what generally happens is that if a video gets uploaded, then checking is run on it. If there's something in that the algorithm doesn't like, it is put in review and is checked manually by a real person. I've had many of my videos of this happen to, but all have been able to be monetized. The only ones that weren't monetized are when I was dealing and talking with Prince Andrew and the things that he got up to with Epstein and the bullying issue. Now, YouTube took umbrance with this because of the issues that that particular video raised with regards to the feelings that the stuff had gone through. That doesn't say it wasn't pulled. It was just put on limited ad revenue. Those are the only two that I've ever had put on limited ads. The rest have been manually checked and deemed fit to be monetized and fit to be on the platform. I've never received a community strike. I've never received a copyright strike. I've issued a few copyright strikes myself because people have literally taken my video, copied it, downloaded it, and put it up as their own. Yes, that's right. They've literally just put my entire video up. But I've never received any strikes. And like I said, 3 strikes of either community or copyright and you're done. Your channel is down, gone for good. The issue with these bot farms, and there are 2 major issues, is that by silencing people, you're effectively cutting off their voice, but you're making people more aware of how many people you're taking down. And the second issue for the bot farm is the amount of misinformation and racial baiting going against the royal family. And there lies the key, isn't it? Meghan and Harry want to win the PR war. And if that means using highly unethical bot farm to win their PR onslaught, well, all's fair in love and war, hey? No, it's not. I really hope that the blog post of the Theresa Longo is correct and that the royal family is aware and that they're going to be doing something about this, because this physically can't continue. How many more channels do they have to silence before enough is enough, before the media take interest? Will they ever touch this with a barge pole? It's sad, isn't it? As far as I'm aware, Yankee Wally hasn't popped up on any other streaming service. There was rumblings that she was on Rumble. Rumblings that she's on Rumble. Sorry. But that's been confirmed as not her. Sue Smith, on the other hand, I believe had a Daily Motion. That was terminated really quickly. But she is apparently on Rumble. And if you search for her there, Rumble's a bit difficult to navigate. It's not as easy as YouTube. There's a drop-down box. You need to search for her channel name, not the video. So you need to drop it down and choose that you're searching for Sue Smith's channel. She apparently is uploading some videos to there. So I would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think that this is so believable that the dastardly duo would sink so low using ruthless tactics to take down not only people and silence them, but also the royal family themselves to smear them to high heaven? Now some would argue, well, maybe they don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just their PR firm. You really think they're not going to tell them? You really think they're not going to tell a client how ruthless they're being? No, not buying it, not buying it. So I would love to know your thoughts on all of this mess. As always, let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.